Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros. This is the Fantasy Football Waiver Wire live stream. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. I'm feeling the holiday spirit today. I've got my Clark Griswold jersey on, the Blackhawks. It says Griswold on the back. D-Bro, Derek Brown, the King of Bros, not feeling the Christmas spirit. It's a tale of two hats here. He's feeling bleh. I'm feeling cheerful and joyful because it's the holiday season. It's a good time. Whoop-de-doo. And Hickory Dock. And by the way, John's never seen Christmas Vacation, our producer, and I don't know how that's possible, but that's something we need to talk about. So everybody get in the comments, tell John he's got to see Christmas Vacation. How he avoided it, D-Bro, I'll never even know.
I don't know, man. It's like that side. It's like one of those gifts where you're sidestepping everything in life. Like John just gave the stiff arm to all the comedic value of a Christmas movie, and I don't understand it. But people also, please share some of your favorite moments from that movie. Yeah, I understand spoilers.
No.
Gonna watch it anyway.
Spoil them. Don't spoil them.
I'm just throwing it out there, man. Like people need to.
Well, here's the thing. John did tell me that he opened up to me before the show, and he said, "Well, it's also my birthday around Christmas, so it's that he's that kid that got the slash presents. It's the Christmas / birthday present. So I understand it's a difficult time for him. So maybe he goes into his little cocoon. He goes in here and he bubbles up a little bit, so nobody can see him at all. And he's like, just waiting for New Year's. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. But
so you're saying he goes full Grinch mode every Christmas?
Full Grinch, full turtle, whatever you want to call it. But we've got answers for all your questions. Drop them below in the chat. Feeling fun today. We're happy to be here talking fantasy football with you, and happy that you want to be here with us. By the way, let's talk about our sleeper waiver wire pickup of the week. And believe it or not, it's Ezekiel Elliott. Not that I like the total in Thursday night's game, but at least he's going to get some volume. 17 rushes for 52, 4 catches for 40. So he was getting it done. 11 fantasy points from Zeke in a game that's got a total of 30.5. And D-Bro, I've already bet the under for it. I had an argument with Erickson on the show we just recorded that's coming out later today, where he says that there's enough mistakes in that game for it to go over. And I say, that might be true, but they'd have to be able to take advantage, both of those offenses, of whatever said mistakes happen. So if ever there was a game that reeks of 17-6, it's Thursday night, Patriots in Pittsburgh. Your thoughts?
Well, speaking of lovely Christmas turtles, I mean, Zeke fits he fits the mold for that. I mean, as anybody's watched
I want to see where this one's going
all year. Yeah. He's going slow. He's not breaking tackles, but still, it's a happy and joyous time if you're picking him up off of waivers.
He's 100.
Yeah, that's fair too. I mean, he's the gift that keeps on giving, man. I don't know what to say. I mean, Zeke, look, pick him up. I think that game is absolutely gross. I put out on social media, the joke that I made was the only thing I'm probably going to bet is the over for Ezekiel Elliott's carries, because he's going to get fed. He's going to get the ball. It's going to be gross. We're all going to want to throw up while we're watching the game, but volume is still king. So we got to talk about Zeke, man.
Volume is king. All right, let's get to some questions here, and then we'll talk some more ball. Let's go to Habs fan 92. Hello there. The Lawrence injury. I have to pick up a quarterback. Who should I pick up? Trubisky, O'Connell, Jameis Winston, or my boy, Joe Flacco? Let's go. Or do you have somebody else you want to target? What do you think with these options out there? What do you do here? Because look, last night, crazy game. On Thursday night, I told everybody 10 is too much for the Jags. It's giving them way too much respect. I wish I had listened to myself a little bit more and just bet the Cincinnati Bengals. Instead, I just took the over, which was the right call. And you nailed the Evan Ingram thing, too. I wish I had bet Evan Ingram anytime touchdown. You crushed that. So who is it? Trubisky, O'Connell, Winston, Flacco. Who would you rather have?
I'm going Flacco, man.
Yes.
And I know everybody's going to want to talk about Trubisky, or they're going to want to talk about Jameis Winston. You talk about the ghost of Christmas past. Like, these guys left all the fantasy production back in, 3 or 4 years ago. That's not where you need to live. The Carolina Panthers pass defense has been good all freaking year. You run the ball versus them. What are we talking? I mean, we just talked about a total of 30 in a game where we don't want to play anybody from it. And people are going to say, I might talk myself into Mitch Trubisky. Don't do that. That's terrible. That's like asking for the New Year's Day hangover right now. It's not going to happen. So you don't want any part of any of that. Joe Flacco.
What about the Jets?
We don't want any part of the Jets.
Who's the Jet quarterback this week? Because Tim Boyle got released today.
Well, here's the better question,
It's got to be a quarterback get released to the Jets. How bad is that?
I mean, they're just cutting assets of the Aaron Rodgers like signees. Basically just pick your poison on the Aaron Rodgers signees. Nathaniel Hackett's not been great. Al Mazard got benched. Randall Cobb's never been anything in this offense all year.
So we
Now
get Zach
Tim
Wilson?
Boyle is gone.
We back to Zach.
Oh. Well,
do you
from
believe
all
that
the
rumor that he doesn't want to play? Like he doesn't want to do it.
I can believe it because it sounds the things that get that tossed out there like that sounds so crazy. You're like, it has to be true. Like nobody's just out here making that stuff up. And the spin that the Jets have had the entire year to say Zach Wilson's their guy, which I get why they're doing it and why they have done it. But I can also understand like Zach Wilson doesn't scream that guy that like, does he want to put his body on the line for the team? Is the team going to follow him if he goes back into the huddle? I mean, come on. You know Garrett Wilson standing in the huddle saying,
try Simeon.
You know you can't deliver me a catchable target. Come on.
Try Simeon a week and see what happens. By the way, more injuries to Ramondre Stevenson, high ankle. So, that's going to be a few weeks, which is basically the season now. So forget that. You know that the Trevor Lawrence thing we talked about is going to have an MRI today. Christian Kirk had the core muscle injury last night. So he's done. He's having surgery. He's done for the year. So you can forget that. So tough times. Boy, what a rotten Monday night for injuries. Lawrence, Kirk, boo, terrible. Let's go to New England Patriots. Speaking of terrible, drop Stevenson or Taylor. I need depth at running back. I'm locked into the playoffs. And Zeke and Gainwell are available. Well, you drop Stevenson because Stevenson's the guy that
he's not going to come back.
He's not back.
Taylor, you at least have the small glimmer of hope that if it's 3 to 5 weeks, maybe you get the 3 weeks and then you get him for what would that be, Joe? Week 16, 17-ish?
Maybe you get him for 17. Maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what you're hoping for. But I mean, if we're being real, I'm not against depending on who's out there on the wire on you dropping both of them.
Well, it's Gainwell and Elliott. Those are the top two. So I saw Chandler on a lot of waiver wires too. I'd be picking him up.
He's out there. Isaiah Likely was out there in a ton of leagues. People dropped him. Like, I think there's a lot of really good ads if you need the depth or you're looking at the high-end handcuff pieces to consider over either one of those guys. Because here's the thing. Even if we want to talk about Taylor, you got to get to week 17 for him to even be a consideration. He's not helping you do that.
Get there. Get whatever you need to help you get there at the end of the day. And yes, I will answer the question. It's not just a Blackhawks jersey. It's official Griswold. I'll turn around so you can see it. There it is.
Pull the hoodie up.
Griswold,
you're blocking the name. Pull the hoodie up. Oh,
Let's
you can't
go.
Hear me. I'm screaming to myself.
I can't hear you. Well,
pull the hoodie up. They can't see the full name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, you're not good at product featuring.
There you go. How about now? Is it there?
There we go.
Okay, there you go. So it's the full one, baby. Let's go.
What? Why do you have to take the earpieces out just to turn around?
Because they gotta get twisted around.
Like the Aaron Rodgers thing. You don't believe in wires. I got it.
Don't get me started. I'm gonna get canceled if you start making Aaron Rodgers jokes. I'm gonna go, and then I won't be able to be stopped if you do it. Matt Byer, hey y'all. I see you, Matt.
Yes.
Better defense.
Matt.
We're getting y'alls. I'm getting y'alls on Twitter at me. Like not even to you and me, just me now. It's really.
Do you also understand? I don't think you realize that you did this on Monday, and I meant to point it out when you did it. There was a you all also tossed in to the Monday show. So that little nugget, anybody wants to go back and watch the video on YouTube on that one?
Yeah,
it's there. Yeah. It's there.
Steelers or Houston this week? I'm going Houston against the Jets. I can't say no to that. The Jets offense is so bad.
The Steelers, man, is bad. I just think they're a better defense. They're a better defense.
Drop Steelers for Houston rest of season too, because again, Houston's schedule is terrific in the playoffs. I picked them up everywhere. We talked about that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with doing that.
I need to pull up and see what the Steelers defense.
Here's another one. Woods girl, can Jake Browning bring it in week 14? Why not? Why not? I mean, let's go. Let's go, Woods girl. I mean, he had moments in 2 weeks ago. Last week he played
really good
pretty well. I mean, what would the Jets' record be if they had Jake Browning right now, Derek? Would they have 7 wins?
I threw it out there. I said they'd be undefeated, just for the laughs. But to be honest, you put Joe Flacco or Jake Browning in that offense, and I know every backup quarterback name that could possibly be mentioned has been thrown into this joke, but it's not saying that any of it's not true. Okay. So I'm sorry, Jets fans, you need to look at the front office.
Yeah.
Look at the decisions that have been made. Like,
don't beat up on the Jet fans too bad. They know.
no,
They're
but I mean, like,
self-loathing. It's
let's
like
be
me as a
real.
Mets fan. We
Let's
know
be
our
real
deficits.
here. I mean, us making the jokes about all of this
Doesn't make it not true.
are not the enemy. It's the front office.
It's a shame. It's a shame that they didn't pivot at the trade deadline.
It's terrible.
Like, I understand you want to give it a couple weeks with Zach Wilson, but come on.
Yeah, but you did that, and then you went past it. Like you went pot committed. Like it made no sense.
Here's one from B. Rayanne Carr. Must win the next 2 weeks. Well, of course, every week is must win. Streaming tight end. Ferguson, Kincaid, likely. I've got Freiermuth. I mean, it's Kincaid for me, and it's not close.
Streaming? Like,
I mean,
if that's just streaming options.
Somebody might have dropped Kincaid, the bye last week.
Kincaid.
It's Kincaid. It's not even close, Brienne. By the way, everybody, we've got more free stuff here on the channel. We know you love free stuff. So this time we're giving away a DK Metcalf signed Seattle Seahawks jersey, fresh off a 3-tutty performance from the premier autograph sports memorabilia auction house that is pristineauction.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, drop your comments below. That's it. That's all you got to do. We'll be announcing the winner right here on the channel, so make sure you ring that bell till it goes ding so you can claim your prize. And if you didn't win, you could still win it live by signing up at pristineauction.com. There's a link right here in the video description, and use that promo code FantasyPros. When you register, you get $10 off your first offer. They've got amazing stuff there. I've got stuff in my house, my Tom Brady, big giant, you can't even see it. It's huge. It's like the whole wall. Derek knows because he's been to my house. It's this giant Tom Brady mural. It's fantastic. I got that from Pristine Auction. I know D's
he has a wax figure of Tom Brady in the living room.
That's right. That's right.
It's kind of creepy when you walk through the living room in the middle of the night.
The house, yeah.
But I mean, decor choices.
I'd love a Tom Brady fountain in the front of my house. I think it'd be fantastic.
I only have one question. Where's the water coming out of?
I don't know, but it pisses excellence. I can tell you that much. Jonah Stallsberg. What round do you project DeVonta Smith will be drafted next year for the purpose of keeper leagues? DeVonta Smith's value is an interesting one, Derek, because it's still, I don't think it's changed year over year. If anything, it might have gone down just a tick. My other concern is, going forward next year, what is our evaluation of that Eagles offense? Does it change at all? I mean, Smith still feels like a 4th, 5th round guy to me. Does that feel right to you? 4th round, probably?
4th round is exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I think he settles in somewhere around there. Maybe the beginning of the offseason, he's somewhere in the 5th round, depending on how he finishes the season. Because people are going to talk about, you can already see the offseason narratives, like splits with Dallas Goedert, without Dallas Goedert, and the Eagles offense and all the A.J. Brown stuff.
He's wide receiver 14, but it's been a very quiet 14, I feel like. So I'm not giving
it feels like it's been more like less spike weeky, more like just consistency.
Well,
if you look at the game logs, it's kind of the opposite.
Big week 2, and then he had that big week 12, and then in between, he didn't have one single 100-yard game. He had one game of 99 against Washington, so I'll give him credit for that.
I think,
He hasn't had a lot of. There was also that period there from week 5 to week 7 where he was single digits, which was pretty brutal.
I think him and Jalen Waddle are riding in the same canoe as far as the production, what their weekly floor and ceiling has looked like, because the ceiling's been there. Their floors have been much lower than what we saw last season. So I think both of those guys probably fall into that 4th, maybe early 5th round conversation.
Scuba wants to know, is it safe to drop Jonathan Taylor? I prefer not to, but at this point,
depends on who you got.
Depends on who's out there. I mean, that's not like a blanket question. Ronan the Accused, is it time to drop the Dallas defense and stream? Yes, because of the opponents they have coming up.
Yep.
Last week, it should have been an easy. It's unfortunate, but last week against Seattle, theoretically, it should have been a good matchup. Now, that was the one to keep them for one more week, but now they've got the Eagles, and after that, a couple other tough matchups. So, yeah, this is the time where you go get Atlanta, you go get Houston. What was another? Denver against the Chargers twice, and the Raiders they get. El Tomo Loco, feeling festive, y'all? PPR, Noah Brown or Curtis Samuel, rest of season. Thanks. Love you. Love you, Tomo.
Love you, Tomo. Love it. But I'm just going to let
Noah Brown or Curtis Samuel?
Peace sign thing he's got going on here. I'm going to go Noah Brown, baby.
Noah Brown. Okay.
Get it to the man. Give me Noah Brown, who's now the wide receiver 2 for the Houston Texans. That's where I'm going.
Constance. Santa, would you and that saucy elf of yours help me get a win? That's it. Derek Brown, the saucy elf. There it is. There it is. Half PPR. Howell, my only quarterback available. Available is Minshew, Goff, Browning, and Geno. So here we go. So Howell's the only QB. Those are the other guys available. So I don't know if we're talking about replacing Howell. Let's talk about this first of all. Minshew, Goff, Browning, Geno. Who would you want this week to stream if you had one?
Goff. I'm going Goff.
Even though he's outdoor in Chicago,
I don't
in
care
elements,
about all that crap. I don't care about any of those narratives.
He's an indoor cat. He is an indoor cat, Jared Goff. He does not like
sometimes
outside.
The indoor cat's got to step out and strut, baby. That's
but he,
you
know what?
can't
I like
run the
Minshew.
ball against Chicago, Joe. I've told people this for weeks, and still nobody wants to hear it. You can't run the ball versus them. They're gonna have to throw the ball. That's Jared Goff.
All right. So would you play any of Goff or anybody else over Howell?
I'd play Goff over Howell.
Okay.
I mean, where do you stand? Who's your guy? If you're not going with the Goff, who are you going with?
Well, with Howell on the bye this week, I think Minshew or Browning are more appealing to me because I think that game's going to go to the over. If you look at the total on that game, it's already 39.5. So I could see that game going over.
Let's also talk about that. I know you already bet the over for the Bears and the Lions game. Can you also tell me that the total was wrong in that game?
No. I did not bet the total. I bet the Bears on the money line.
Okay.
Straight up Bears upset.
You don't feel like that game is the
Sweet
line
home Chicago.
I'm
feeling Chicago today.
Yeah, he's too Griswoldy to talk to today. John, I know you don't get that reference, but it's true.
I'm looking California and I'm feeling Minnesota. What song is that from, Derek Brown? Come on. It's a classic Soundgarden tune, if you know.
I was going to say, is it before or after 1970? Some of your references kind of get long in the tooth there.
Come on, guys. All right. Don't believe the Soundgarden is long in the tooth at this point.
I'm not. That's not long in the tooth, but I was never a big Soundgarden person.
Well, I like Audio Slave better, if we're talking.
Yes. Audio Slave is much better. Chris Cornell is amazing.
He's a god. Cristal Rodriguez, drop Browns defense. Packers, Saints, Texans, Patriots are on waivers. I'm going right to the Texans, baby. They got short-term value. They got long-term value. So I don't have to ride this weird carousel all the time. Go Texans. I can't. By the way, they're 6-point favorites. I don't think it's enough. I think the Jets are getting way too much respect. I think the Jets have quit. I think it's over. I think it's done.
What respect do the Jets deserve right now?
Did you see the Robert Saleh press conference?
No.
Did you see? He looks like, I mean...
He was like, he's a guy that doesn't even want to make it to 24. Like, he's like, oh, man,
wow.
It's been a season.
Like,
him and Mike Vrabel, their body language is incredibly telling. Like, you're just like,
he's a good football coach. Too.
Robert Saleh is a good football coach. Both of them are.
Yes, Vrabel's a great football coach, but Saleh's
a very good one.
So sad.
He has been dealt
getting him anything for Christmas.
Been dealt the crappiest hand, man. Like, all the hope and stuff, and you could tell like he was riding high in the saddle with Rodgers and everything early, and then it came crashing down, man.
I think that's what it was. It's that. What did I say in August? I said there's nothing I love more than the Jets with expectations. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing because it's like the gift that keeps on giving. Speaking of the gift that keeps on giving, segue. How about our holiday offer from FantasyPros? We're excited to share our new customer holiday offer with all of you for our premium tools. For a limited time, you could double. That's right, double the length of your new subscription when you upgrade to any of our premium plans for free. So if you sign up for a year, guess what? You get a whole extra year's worth of FantasyPros premium tools for free. It's madness. Take advantage of it. We're going crazy here, giving away free stuff. FantasyPros.com/promo. You're using the tools. You love the tools. They're fantastic. Go get a whole extra year of the tools for free. I mean, it pays for itself. What are you doing? You know you're going to sign up in 2 years anyway. Get the second year for free. That's it. Do it for yourself. You deserve something. You know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you. Mm-hmm. You've been good all year. Go get yourself something nice. Uncle Joey wants you to get this. Go to the FantasyPros.com/promo. Go do it. All right, let's go to Philip's question. Can I drop Khalil Shakir for Parker Washington?
No, don't do that. No.
I got a sneaky question for you.
No.
I know you
really want to buy. You want to buy into the CJ Beathard possible offense for the next 2 weeks?
I don't want to buy into
Come on. Nobody wants to.
But I want to talk about a player because I know you and Pat have enormous love for for Tyler Kroft. I know,
You mean Tucker Kraft?
Tucker Kraft, rather. What is it? Tyler Kroft?
You hate the man so much you're gonna mess up his name. Like
I'm writing a baseball book right now on top of doing all the football coverage. My brain is completely fried. What did I say? Tyler Kraft?
You said Tyler Kroft.
Bob Kraft's.
I'm surprised you didn't say Laura Croft. I'm surprised you didn't even go to.
I think in my head I was thinking Laura Croft because that's what I'd rather be talking about. Anyway, I want to
Kraft. Yes, Tucker Kraft.
Yeah, I want to. I'm sorry. I literally my brain is fried. It's December. This is the best I've got. But
glorious.
I'm going to make sure that I don't say it wrong again. Tucker Kraft is somebody that
Google
I know.
His name so you can read it?
No. I'm the other one that I actually did, which is one I want to talk about because I don't want to get that wrong, which is Dontayvion Wicks. Because I didn't want to call him.
What would you turn that into?
That one I had all lined up, but then I started second guessing myself that it was Dontayvion and not something else. So Dontayvion Wicks, is there any chance that Wicks down the stretch here with the Christian Watson injury becomes somebody to keep an eye on in deeper leagues?
It's possible. Now my thing with Christian Watson is I question on how long he's going to be out. I mean, how many times have we seen this? Like, how many games has he come out of him and like, oh, he's got concussion, a back, a knee, an ankle, and everything. And then he plays 80% of the snaps the next week. So I'm pushing back a little bit on the hamstring stuff. Maybe he misses time. Maybe he doesn't. I still feel like Wicks okay. So here's the thing, Joe, at the best of hope for Wicks, he's what in that offense? The third or fourth option?
I mean, he's like their Rashid Shaheed. He's that little speedy playmaker guy who might be able to give.
I still feel like he's below that because Shaheed, even in the best of weeks, was the second option in the passing attack, maybe the third, if you wanted to say Olave and Kamara. In Green Bay, okay, it's going to be who? It's going to be Romeo Doubs. It's going to be Jaden Reed. And then the target shares just get spread out there. Like, I don't know if Wicks grabs a substantial target share.
I've just been thinking about Laura Croft the whole time when you were talking anyway, so I didn't even kill a word you said.
It's not a bad
thing.
Dude,
I just read 10,000 words on starting pitchers. My brain is completely just.
Is Tyler Croft one of them? Or?
No, but I'm sure if I take enough names together, it'd eventually be that. Nicholas Solomidis, Hail Poseidon, God of Fantasy Football. I assume that's me because you're the saucy elf. Hey to the rest of y'all. Actually, that's you. You're the rest of y'all. How concerned should I be for my RB core the rest of season? Ekeler, Javonte, Warren, Jonathan Taylor fighting for the crown. Look, Ekeler ran up against a brick wall last week with the Patriots' run defense, which is really good.
Ran like a fullback up to that wall, too.
Yeah. Javonte, Warren, like, I know the Taylor thing sucks right now, but I think you'll be okay. I mean, Javante's got some decent matchups coming up here, and I think Warren, like, it's not a good week this week, but I think when you get to the playoffs, it gets a little better. What do you think?
I think Ekeler and Javonte. I mean, we have talked in spades, man, about Ekeler's schedule, and this is about the time we're going to see him kind of turn it on and the ankle to kind of be in the rear view, and we see more flashes of previous season Ekeler. This is about the time for that to happen, and we've talked about his schedule over and over and over again, but it's still true, man. Broncos this week, then they get the Raiders, the Bills, and then the Broncos again, and then the Chiefs in the final week of the regular season. So the schedule's still perfect for him to smash. Javonte, they're going to have positive game scripts. They're not going to have these games where it's back and forth coming up. So I think both of these guys, you're feeling, especially you only have to start two running backs. You're fine with both of those guys.
All right, let's go to the next one here on the list. This question is from Rob80132. Got JSN, Zeke, Spears, Watson, and Dobbs on the waiver wire. Any suggestions? All right, so how do you want to attack this waiver wire? JSN, Zeke, Spears, Watson. I assume Justin Watson, right? Not Christian Watson.
I'm assuming not Christian Watson. Yeah. But, I mean, we do have JSN floating out there, so maybe it's Christian Watson. But, I mean, I think the two guys that stand out here, Joe, are JSN and Zeke. And
agreed.
Zeke is the guy for this week and the next few weeks as far as the volume, like RB2 flex play. But JSN is he's the upside swing, dude. Like Pete Carroll has been gushing about JSN, and we saw he's coming off a game where I still contend that touchdown should have counted. For everybody that watched the 49ers and Eagles game, tell me how that one counted, and then the JSNs didn't. Make it make sense. But with the high upside shot for the rest of the season, but then, you want to also get Zeke too.
Mr. White. I know you were supposed to wear white after Labor Day, but I think it's working for me, D. What do you think?
I like it.
White company, I think it's good.
It brings some extra color to your face.
Yeah, my oliveness, my natural olive Italian tones. How you doing? By the way, everybody in New Jersey,
midday walks are paying off, Joey.
Tommy DeVito is like a phenomenon out here too. They love this. They are all like walking around and doing the thing. It's very funny. They're calling him Tommy Chicken Cutlets. They're calling him all these things. It's very funny.
I saw that from one of our social accounts. They called him Tommy Cutlets. I was like, is that really the real nickname? Because I was like, that's one I haven't heard. Okay, I haven't heard that.
I do love a good chicken cutlet. Wong T, Roschon, Ty, Devin, Damian, rest of season. Who do you want?
Why can't we get any last names with this?
Well, Devin Singletary and Damian Pierce this week are very valuable because the Jets can't stop anybody in the run. I mean, they're going to run the football down their throat. Roschon's the most intriguing to me, and then Ty Chandler is the wild card here. But Roschon, like you could see Roschon coming out of this bye. Mm-hmm. It would not shock me if he was the guy.
Nope.
He's the better pass pro guy. They put draft capital into him. It might be time to say, hey, it's time to evaluate these last 4 weeks of the season, see what we got before we get to the draft.
I love that. You brought that up, and for the full 10-minute breakdown on Roschon, we talked about him on the Waiver Wire show. Go check that out. But Roschon, everything you just said was exactly right. And the part that I want to highlight, Joe, is that the rest of the season aspect really needs to get thrown out there. Like, I know Khalil Herbert's back next year, but they're evaluating for who can not only help this team this year, but really can Roschon be the guy? Because we've seen all this cycling back and forth. It's Herbert, it's Foreman, it's Roschon, it's Herbert, it's Foreman. Oh, good look. Oh, hey, hi, Darrington Evans. They can't tell who they want to sit there and lean on as the running back. If they give Roschon a fair shake and allow him to play 70% of the snaps, he's going to be the guy next year. So they really could do that for the rest of the season.
Jet 161. Should I drop Russell Wilson to pick up Jake Browning? I would not this week. I like Russell against the Chargers. I don't care. It's my bold prediction. He's going to have himself a day. Russell Wilson, drop it now. Chargers, terrible against the pass. They're going to throw for a lot of yards on the Chargers.
Well,
I'm telling you right
the
now.
other thing that we've talked about, and we talked about mentioning Javonte's schedule for the rest of the season, Russ is just pretty darn good too, man.
Chargers twice, period. Stop right there.
Yep.
Chargers twice.
Yep. Lions and Patriots, and you've watched Patriot games. They can't stop anybody.
I watched the Lions defense continue to give up points on a weekly basis at an alarming clip. Let me tell you something, folks. Right now, I just did the best bets video on Betting Pros about this. Plus 400 right now, plus 350 in some other spots for the Denver Broncos to make the playoffs. Ooh. Now that this Trevor Lawrence injuries happen, I think all of a sudden it's wide open again. Like, that AFC is wackadoo, and some crazy things are going to happen. It would not shock me if Denver backdoored their way in. It would not shock me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. I'll say this.
They've got 4 at least wins in those 5 games from that.
I was going to say the same thing. I'll set the line at 10 wins. Are you taking the over, the under for the Denver Broncos? Sitting at 6 right now. I'll take the over. I think they could sweep those games. I think they could walk out of this as an 11-win team, man.
I think it's 10. I don't.
Okay, so we're differing one. Either one of those 10 I don't think they run get you in the playoffs, dude.
That's what I mean. Like, they don't. That's what I mean. If they just win the 4, I think 10 wins does get them in the playoffs at the end.
So I'm with you. This is all to say I'm with you. Keep with Russell over Jake Browning.
Just right.
Bringing it back here.
That's right. Let's ride. Remember that? That was fun.
Let's bring that back.
I want
to see Russell Wilson make fun of himself on that. That would be nice. That'd be a good.
I think that would be the beginning of Russell Wilson, like, really starting to change. If he started to make fun of himself a little bit and because I think he definitely takes himself a little seriously.
And then he would get back to being more personable. The public would get more back behind.
He used to be an underdog darling. Everybody loved Russell Wilson, and
Well, and then he turned into Mr. Unlimited, and the rest of the story has been written.
That's what happened to our producer John too. Next thing you know, you start dating some singer, and
I will push back on this. 3 a.m. in the hot tub, John, is pretty elite.
See the way John dresses nowadays too. The shiny suits everywhere, all kinds of stuff.
He does. I have noticed. The 3-piece works well for him, though.
He does look good in the 3-piece.
I mean, the vest is. Come on, you got to give him.
The vest is working for John. There's no doubt about that. And it's funny because he gets dressed up and nobody even sees him. He's just behind the scenes.
I'll ask you an associated question. If you wear the vest, do you go with the tiny watch? Like, is that
no? What am I, a
must?
train
Like,
conductor? What am
I'm
I, a Thomas the
asking.
Tank
I'm just
Engine? What the hell am I?
asking it.
That's a weird. That's like
Christmas time.
I think that's weird. I think like you wear the vest, you kind of look cool, and the minute you get the pocket watch, you're like from Downton Abbey. All of a sudden, like what the hell's going on there? Like what you go from cool to like.
I feel like it gives it a small Harry Potter-esque kind of touch. I mean, why not?
I don't know. Maybe you could bring it back for me with the Potter reference. Maybe.
I mean,
but you got to have the rest of the look going. Like it's got to the facial, the whole thing's got to be working. You have a monocle as well.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
I know I'm getting you a pocket watch for Christmas. Filth, flarn, and filth.
I would wear that. I would wear that damn thing daily,
like
gym shorts and all. I don't care.
Steelers defense or Dallas defense rest of season?
Oh, oof.
I think Steelers defense. I don't like the Dallas defense.
I think it's Steelers. Let me look at their schedule. Okay.
Real quick, I'll run through the Dallas one while you're looking. They got Philly this week.
You run through Dallas.
Buffalo, Miami, Detroit. I don't love this. I don't love it at all.
No, that's
not good.
All right. Patriots, Colts, Bengals, Seahawks, Ravens. Yep, we're going Steelers.
Steelers. You know what would be fun? They should make. Here you go. This is a product idea for you for Shark Tank. You make a pocket watch that's like a digital thing, so it keeps like your steps. It does all that. It does email, but it's a pocket watch, so it looks cool. It's like
so
old timey,
the old fashioned look. Okay,
yeah, old school, new school.
Why are you giving away these $1 million ideas on a live stream, Joey?
I want giving them to you. Somebody's gonna go make that now.
I know. It's like somebody's gonna go make that before I even do it. There's gonna be
I'm seeking 5%. I'm seeking $500 million for 2.5% equity in my pocket watch company. That's what they're looking for. Hood fave OJ, McBride or Kittle rest of season?
McBride
or Kittle?
It's still Kittle.
Yeah, it's close though. It's definitely close.
It's close. Looking at
where's McBride next year in your rankings theoretically in your mind at tight end next year? Top 5?
Top 5. Yeah, he'll be top 5.
Let me just say, Kelsey, Andrews, right? Is Kittle still top 5 or no? Laporta.
So it's
top
Kelsey,
5.
Andrews, Sammy Ballgame, Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah.
McBride's probably 5. So Kittle's not top 5.
Yep. Well, there you go. Just for this season only. John Jewell next year, CJ Stroud or Lamar Jackson. Ooh, that's a spicy. Here's the thing, John. We got to see. This is a tough question because I have to see two things. Number one, I have to see down the stretch Lamar because this is very important. I want him to play well down the stretch. Second, I need to see what else the Texans give CJ Stroud next year. Yeah. Do they beef up the offensive line? Yeah. Do they go out there and acquire a veteran wide receiver? Like, do they make some of those things happen? I mean, if it's a keeper league, you keep Stroud indefinitely because I think he's got more football ahead of him.
Yep.
You know, but it's close. It's very close, D. What about for you?
It's close, and it's a tough one. I was going to bring up the same thing you just talked on, and it depends on what does Houston and what does Baltimore do to address their passing attacks. Like, okay, so next year we know I want to say Bateman is at the final year of his contract, so he's not back. Odell's not back. Do they get Lamar even more weapons? I think that's going to happen. Has to happen because I mean you're not going to go back to just leaning on Flowers and Andrews after you had this like push to give Lamar weapons this year. So
the depth of the wide receiver class coming into it's not bad, but it's Marvin Harrison and everybody else. Like, I mean,
but I kind of lean with CJ Stroud. I kind of with you. I think if we would just compare the two offensive systems, I think Slowick has done an amazing job this year. And I don't think he's going anywhere. I mean, maybe he starts the Ben Johnson kind of ascension in the next 2 to 3 seasons.
Maybe.
He's not there yet.
No, not after 1 year. But I'll tell you what, D'Amico Ryans has to be coach of the year. Like, that's just madness.
I mean, well, he makes the playoffs. Like they win a playoff game. It's going to happen.
You can still bet it 3-1 right now. And I'll tell you what, crazy. You know what? Now that I'm listening to the words coming out of my mouth, I'm going to go bet it because this Trevor Lawrence injury, if we get like a thing, I was like, well, it's a high ankle or whatever. Like, that's a problem, man. Chris Jaceres, hello, Diaz Hellos Dias FantasyPros. I'm just reading exactly what's written. I'm Ron
I
Burgundy.
know. I'm reading it as you're
Ron
reading it.
Burgundy.
I'm like,
Lamar, Herbert, Love. Who is my playoff quarterback? I currently have Lamar and Herbert, so I have to drop one for Love. Do you want to drop Herbert for Jordan Love? Love has been so good these last few weeks. Tough.
Okay, so
tough.
Love's rest of season schedule, he gets the Giants, the Buccaneers, the Panthers, the Vikings, and the Bears.
It sounds like a big old yes to me.
Now who does Mr. Herbert have to face?
I don't know if it matters. He got the Broncos twice.
No, yeah, we're now the hell with this. We're going with Love. Drop Herbert. Get Love.
Yes. Let's go. Let's do it.
It's dangerous when you and I agree on stuff like this. I don't know.
It's just right, man. Look, this is the
It
time
is
of year for tough decisions. That's what we're doing here.
Well,
and if you have tough decisions to make sure you're using the Multi-League Assistant to help you. If you're juggling multiple fantasy football teams and feeling overwhelmed, don't. Because FantasyPros will help you simplify things. With FantasyPros Multi-League Assistant, you can see the latest news, notes, and rankings for every single player across all your teams. It's all in one spot, making your path to victory clear and easy. Dive in and let us help you dominate all your leagues with the Multi-League Assistant only at fantasypros.com/myplaybook, or just download the Fantasy Football My Playbook app. D-Bro, it's the best app in the history of app making.
Didn't know you were going into professional read, or I was gonna. Thank God I didn't cut you off there, but I was gonna say this is the part of the season you need to toss all these big names and I drafted him here or there or everywhere type of notions. You go with matchups, and we don't care about what the names are. We care about production.
Play to win the game. Yep. You play to win the game. What's Herm Edwards doing these days? He was at ASU for a while. He's not there anymore, right? I don't think he's there anymore. So. I think he's gone. Pete Schoenfeld. Bye weeks force JSN to be dropped in my half PPR league. Is he worth trying to claim if the drop has to be Pickens or TMC?
I mean, I'm fine with dropping either one of those guys, and people could think I'm drinking crazy Kool-Aid here with Terry McLaurin, but what the hell has Terry McLaurin done for your lineup this year?
Well, who would you drop though? Pickens what has he done? Trubisky rest of season?
I would drop
Pickens.
I would drop Pickens before. I would take McLaurin in the volume before I would take Pickens. I mean,
because Hal still throws up those 300-yard games on occasion.
Yep, he does.
And what the hell were the Commanders doing? Why didn't the Commanders trade Jacoby Brissett to somebody? With all these backup terrible quarterbacks playing, Jacoby Brissett went out there last year for the Browns and won a ton of football games. I can't believe that they held on to him, knowing that Hal was going to get full reign of the season anyway. Yep. What are you doing? Get some draft capital back. For
coaches
sake.
And GMs playing for their jobs. I mean,
speaking of which, I heard the funniest thing. I got this made me laugh out loud.
Oh dear.
I saw an Instagram post somebody put up that said that Bill Belichick now has the third most games coached for a single team. He's behind Tom Landry and he's behind George Halas, of course, the storied coach of the Chicago Bears. Then I read the comments, because comments can be funny sometimes, morbid curiosity and all. And somebody had the funniest comment, which is, man, end of the season is going to be tough. This is going to be like putting down the family dog.
Oh.
It's like, oh my God, that was
golly, man.
They're not wrong. They're not wrong, though.
I mean, woo.
Right? You gotta sometimes the comments every now and then, sometimes you get a zinger. That's a good one.
These Instagram and YouTube comments, it's some tough streets, man. No,
it is.
No doubt.
That's why I'm so happy we never get any negativity on ours ever.
No, never.
For the most part, honestly, we see you guys. We know you love the show, and if you don't like the show, that's fine too.
I like hopping in there sometimes. So like,
either way, I'm gonna wear a Santa Claus hat today. Either way, my life goes on. It's fine.
I think some people make the comments and then they're like, "Oh, they'll never see this" or whatever else. I've had a few comments where I've hopped in there. I've been like, "Hey, so see what happened was, huh?" And they're like,
did they get scared?
The backtracking happens so fast. It's funny, man.
Jess Dabs, I have Kelsey kind of worried. Taysom Hill and Goddard on my waiver wire. Who should I pick up? I would pick up Taysom Hill, especially this week, because this week with Jameis Winston playing quarterback, you might see a little bit more Taysom Hill action. So got to back yourself up a little bit here. Taysom Hill's a good backup option, I think.
Yeah, I'll lean with the production of Goedert, but I get the Taysom Hill correlation, and the ceiling is there. I think that once Goddard's back, we do get steady production out of him. So I'll take the safer option.
Do
But
you have
I
a
think
lean, by the way, on this
Mhm.
Kansas City Buffalo game this week? Because I'm
Buffalo,
going over, but I'm not.
Buffalo,
It's a tough one.
Buffalo's going to win that
I think
game.
Buffalo needs it more. Yeah, like I'm
Buffalo's
that's where
going to
I'm
win
at
that
too.
game. Like you look at the Kansas City paths to victory, and it's like, okay, can they run the ball? Buffalo's been better at defending the run the last few weeks.
Mhm.
Okay, how are they going to have success throwing the ball through the air? Maybe through the slot and probably Kelsey. It feels like Mahomes is going to have to be magician. He's going to have to play at that God mode level that he
Yeah,
can
but
play at
somebody's
for
got to
them to
help him out.
win.
One of these receivers, I mean, got to
I
help
don't
him
know
out.
who that's going to be, and that's my biggest push. Like it's probably Kelsey, but because Buffalo's been bad versus tight ends since Milano's been out. But I think Buffalo wins this game, man. I think
That
it's
was another.
honestly it's a really good spot for James Cook. I'm going to have him ranked aggressively this week.
It was another Instagram post that made me laugh today too, which
Oh
was
dear, here we
it
go.
was the NFL is really progressive. They have the first female referee this year. They have the first deaf player, and then the first player who has no hands, and it was a picture of MVS. It was dark, but it was funny.
I mean, I do.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I've had a few frying pan hand jokes about MVS over the years, man. But he can't catch.
He can't.
It's no different. And people making the correlate, because I saw some jokes out on social media about like MVS versus Quentin Johnston, and I'm like, you're not wrong.
I'm not ready to give up on Quentin Johnson yet. There's been a lot of young
but the
wide
catching
receivers
technique,
that have-
like
it's fine, but like that's something you can work on. If you're Quentin Johnston this offseason, that's what
well, hold on. If you can work on that, did MBS just miss all of those meetings? Did he just did he decide to not take part in that part of training camp?
To work on stuff when there's money already in your pocket and it's guaranteed. I think it's just a little less,
That's
like
fair.
Quentin Johnson, I think, he's got to kind of earn a spot now. Like he's in a tough spot. So you better figure things out there. I'm not ready. Like there's a lot like Jerry Rice, and no, he's not Jerry Rice, but Jerry Rice was crushed his rookie season because of drops. Crushed. People crushed him for it.
Well, Deontay Johnson's also had people crush him for that, and they don't really matter.
Then he caught 120 balls. Steven Cotto, Standard League, drop Tua or Herbert for Love. Herbert, yes. Tua, no. Why would you drop Tua? That's
Don't
crazy.
drop Tua.
Why'd you drop Tua? Taste the Skittles. Colts, Texans, Packers, Saints, rest of season. I'm in second. Texans for me, dog.
Yeah.
All Texans. It's Mason. Do I drop Roschon for Zeke or Ty Chandler? No.
If you need a starter this week, then yes. But if you're just going straight up upside for the rest of the season, keep Roschon.
So who are you picking up, Zeke or Chandler?
Oh, it'd be Zeke. Chandler's. I'm not nearly as high as you and Pat are on Chandler, just because
it's not that I'm high.
Minnesota
on Chandler, I'm low on Madison.
Yeah, I know, but Minnesota keeps making Madison a thing. That's not going to stop. It hasn't stopped. Like
Aaron L. Is it safe to drop Adam Thielen?
Depends on who you're picking up.
Who? I mean, a 10-team league maybe, but not in a 12. I think it's tough.
By
the way,
I
know you laughed at me on Monday, and I've had more time to think about it. I think Mingo is a guy you should add in deeper leagues. I think Mingo is going to work more in this last few weeks. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's going to be pretty. I'm just saying, like, if Mingo has more fantasy points than Thielen the rest of season, is that going to surprise you? Because it's not going to surprise me.
No, I mean, it's not going to surprise me. It's a pretty low bar.
It's a low bar, but points are points. Hey, man, Christian Kirk's out for the year. We're dropping guys like flies here.
All right.
You got to pick up some bodies.
My favorite waiver wire guy
Wicks,
that's still out there.
Laura Croft. These are people that I need on my team.
Yeah, one of those is a football player, yes. But my favorite guy that's still out there in a ton of leagues. Would you take Demario Douglas or Adam Thielen rest of the season? I'm going with Douglas.
Ugh, God, that quarterback situation.
I know, and I brought it up just because it was a Patriots player too.
Well, but Douglas isn't even healthy too. I don't know if he's going to clear in time. He's still out.
Assuming he plays this week.
Assuming he plays Thursday. I don't think he's going to play Thursday. So give me the healthy guy.
Okay, so you're going with old man Thielen. Got it.
I'm going with old man Thielen.
Okay.
Look, Thielen's had a career. Douglas has had a game or two. Let's not,
Yeah, Thielen's had a career, not having.
Well, maybe someday we'll be able to say the same thing about us. Edgar Torres. Hey, bros. 11-2 with y'all's help. I have Texans already, but I want to stash another defense for the place. Why are you stashing another defense?
If he's got the room, let Edgar stash it. Like, why not?
Henry, Flowers, and Ayuk. Can I drop Downs, Ford, Charbonnet, or Ridley for no? Just ride the Texans.
Okay, never mind. Yes, Edgar, don't do that.
No. Blazing Phoenix. Is it time to bench Ekeler? No. To start, if you're going to start Nico Collins or Rashad White over him, then I'm listening.
Then yes.
Nico, yes.
Nico, definitely.
Is Ekeler done? Is this over? Like, is this?
Oh, yeah.
This is the end of Ekeler?
Yep.
Like Aaron Jones, Ekeler, fresh face youngsters next year?
I had Ekeler on a bunch of dynasty teams, and as soon as he had that big game week 1, I was like, bye.
I was so happy because I traded on the offseason Devontae Adams everywhere. Oh, I got first round picks for Devontae Adams.
Good call.
And I got first round pick and Keenan Allen. Robbery. It's great. Yeah. Well, it's all about market value. Time and place, baby. Time and place. Let's get a couple more. Nick Lowinger, my playoffs are week 14 through 16. Okay. Love is my quarterback and the Saints are my defense. Should I pick up Kyler or a defense like Houston? Pick up Houston. Arizona plays Chicago in week 16. Houston play. Yeah, we know that. Okay. Craig Choi, is Roschon a drop or a hold? He's a hold for us. Jason Park, defense rest of season. Jets, Colts, Texans. Give me the Texans. All right. Victor D'Orazio Cruz. What up, pros? I only have one lineup question. Do I drop the Dallas defense, even though they've been incredible? Yeah. Well, you've already talked about this.
Depends on
who
you're
time for friends. This is time for winning championships.
Yep.
This is what it's time for. Red Sox slugger, is Hollywood droppable?
Yes.
Captain Spidey, Dobbs or Browning to stream this week? Browning. Browning against the Colts. Browning.
I'm going Dobbs, dude. I'm going Dobbs with Justin Jefferson back. Let's go.
The Cosmic Realm dropped the Chiefs for Green Bay or the Texans this week. Texans. Anastasia Fassi, is Garrett Wilson droppable? Oh,
no.
God.
No. Don't
He's benchable. I'm about droppable.
He's benchable. I'm not dropping him, though.
So who would you rather have in Dynasty? Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave?
Ooh. All right, hold up. Caveat: is Rodgers back in this fictitious?
Even if Rodgers is back, it's for a year, maybe.
Okay, I know, but then I also know that Chris Olave has signed up for Derek Carr for the next year or two, so I'm gonna lean Garrett Wilson. If he gets one year of Rodgers, that's better than 2 years of Carr.
So you take Rodgers and the unknown as opposed to Chris Olave and Derek Carr.
Yep.
Wow, that's heavy, dude.
You're wait, hold on.
I don't know. I don't have an answer. That's why I asked.
You're bowing out of the question.
I think I'm taking Olave, to be honest with you, because at least I got Winston as a backup.
It's close, man.
Who's the Jets backup? Who's the Jets backup next year?
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean,
it does, because Aaron Rodgers is no spring chicken. It does matter. It absolutely matters.
But do you think the other side of this, if they keep Saleh and that GM there, do they sign an actually good backup after this entire debacle?
They have to now.
Well, exactly. Yeah, so doesn't that make you feel better about Garrett Wilson?
Zach Wilson will get at least one shot somewhere else. You know what's going to happen.
He doesn't deserve it.
That doesn't matter. It's going to happen. This is from MD. Hey, y'all. The big pros lost Tank Dell. Who should I go after besides Noah Brown? Zay Jones. Not Zay Jones now. Johnston or
Noah Brown.
Noah Brown.
Noah Brown.
Noah Brown. And also, should I drop Scary Terry? No,
don't do that.
One more here. Let's go with let's one from Mason. What are we doing with Mahomes? That's a big question.
Playing him? I mean,
you have to. Oh, here's
what are your options. I mean, trade him, but trade deadlines.
Would you play Jordan Love over Patrick Mahomes this week? I don't think you can do that. I get it, but I don't think
too cute. Still being too cute.
Antinus Vendrene. Keaton Mitchell's on waivers. Should I drop Gus Bus for him?
Yes. Easily. I know you're more torn on this one. Keaton had the play. Keaton ran as the first guy last week. He's got the most juice in that backfield, man.
And
tell me why not?
Drop somebody else. Keep them both. Because Keaton Mitchell can go out there and then, he rolls a knee or an ankle or something like that. Next thing you know, it's back to Gus. This is too late in the season to drop one-on-one. I want Mitchell because you have Gus. And then you'll, want to kill yourself for having to make the decision every week until we have clarity. But honestly, you got to have both of them at this point. This is the confident stuff and that Pat Fitzmaurice has taught us all about. So listen to Pat Fitzmaurice. Listen to the Patty Cakes. Also, don't forget to listen to me and drop your comments below in the chat. Let us know, how your day is, what you think of the show, all those fun things, and you might just win a DK Metcalf autograph jersey thanks to our good friends at pristineauction.com. Sign up today. The link is below in the description on the YouTube channel. pristineauction.com. Sign up with the promo code FantasyPros. Get $10 off your first offer. And also, you have the DK Metcalf jersey. Subscribe, drop the comment, ring the bell. That's all you got to do, and that DK Metcalf jersey can be yours. Look, it looks so nice, too, with the snow falling. It's so magical. It's such a magical time of year, and it's always magical to spend time with you, Derek Brown, my saucy little elf, and three-piece suit, John, our producer, as well. We hope all of you had some fun talking football today on a random Tuesday. We'll be back again next Tuesday to do it all again. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. For John and Derek, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Ho, ho, ho.